Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A video. I know it's been a while since I posted on YouTube, so I kind of wanted to reconnect and do a refresher because it's been a while since I did a Q&A, like years. I took a break from posting on YouTube for probably a month or even more. There were multiple reasons for that. Part of it was there really wasn't any current games that I wanted to do a full playthrough of that would work over here. I don't want this to be like a life update video, but I definitely want to at least like touch on a few things before we get into the Q&A, just so you guys are like up to speed. So that's part of why I wasn't posting to YouTube. The other part is I really wanted to try to focus on my mental health a little bit. I do struggle with depression, anxiety, and was diagnosed with CPTSD. I'm currently trying to work through those things, as well as maybe hopefully find a medication that can help me a little bit. So it's been a process, and it's definitely very draining. It's a draining process when one of them maybe somewhat works, but then your body's like, nope. But anyways, that's besides the point. I just wanted to at least address why I haven't been around. Okay, so anyways, that being aside, let's just get into it, guys. First question, what are your easy go-to meals that you make when you're by yourself? So on stream days, I am so lazy sometimes after stream. I'm so tired. So I will legitimately find like a healthier version of a microwavable and just do that. But sometimes I get the encouragement to do it, and I'll proceed through that. But usually it's something easy. So probably like mac and cheese is like a comfort food. I like mac and cheese and chili. I don't know if you haven't tried it, you got to try putting chili in there. Pizza is always a great one. I like to get cauliflower crust and build my own pizza. I'm trying to think of what else is like really easy go-to. Usually it's like rice, veggies, and some sort of meat. What movie can you watch over and over again? I don't know. I feel like some of you guys know this from me. I do not like replaying games or redoing something so the same kind of goes into movies. I'm not a huge fan of rewatching movies over and over again. I like that feeling from the first time I watch it. I might watch it maybe again once more, but I'd say one that I can watch over and over again and not get sick of and not get tired has got to be the classic Jurassic Park, because that movie just does not get old. It's so good. It's so good. How old were you when you started playing video games, and what is your first memory of it? So I'm pretty sure I was about 6 years old. Don't quote me on that. I know I have it in my profile, but my memory, I always got the hand-me-downs from my family. So I had hand-me-down PC from my dad. That was my first. And then I had a hand-me-down Sega from, I think it was my cousin. And then a PlayStation was from my cousin as well. But that was kind of like sporadic. The first that I had was, of course, a PC. And playing Freddy the Fish, I will never forget that game. I will never forget Freddy. Those are pretty much my first memories until jumping to Sega, which was like Echo the Dolphin. I played this Batman game that I never remember what it's called. I also had Road Rash, I think it was called, where you were on motorcycles and you could punch the living shit out of people. And I remember as a kid, I always tried to like be next to Natasha. She was always at the front, and I loved her. And one time she kicked me. One time she kicked me because she usually never does. And I remember when she kicked me, I was so upset. Over the years of doing YouTube and Twitch, what inspires you to do more? I think what inspires me to do more when it comes to YouTube and Twitch is seeing the encouragement from you guys, from the community, from comments, things like that that remind me that I do help people or I affect people in a positive way. So I'd say that definitely inspires me the most out of everything else. I like to hear from you guys, hear about your ideas for things, hear about what you'd like to see, stuff like that. Definitely leave that in the comments down below, because I am interested to know, especially if I do more of Twitch VODs over to YouTube, what are some YouTube personal things that people would enjoy? Would you enjoy vlogs? Would you enjoy me going hiking and kind of showing you that experience? If you have any ideas, definitely leave that down below. I want to hear about it. I know I can't always do maybe everything that's being recommended, but I would definitely like to hear about it. Can you please do an update to your hat collection? Would you ever consider bringing back the bowl cut? And if no, then may we see Luka, please? Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It took me a long time to grow my hair out. Some of you guys don't know, but my grandma, when I was a kid, she put a popcorn bowl on my head and she just cut all the way around it. And I showed a picture on stream once and then it became a giant meme. But yes, we may see Luka. So I'm gonna insert some snippets of cute mushy boy. He is now 11 years old. He's so incredibly sweet. The older he's gotten, the more sweet he's gotten, genuinely. His birthday is actually 4/19. I swear as he gets older, there's just more and more gray and it's like his face is just melting. It reminds me of the artwork with the melting clocks. Like that's Luka. He's just melting into the floor. But this dog is my everything. He has been with me through so much in my life that every time I think about the fact that he is 11 years old and I count every day with him as a blessing, like I literally kiss him good morning and kiss him good night because you never know. You never know, and it's an increasing fear that I have. But he's just such a good boy. He's so sweet. He still bark all the time. He bark all the time. Why are you so hard on yourself? So this is a little bit of a heavy question. I'll try to keep it light. I think that I'm so hard on myself because I feel like I don't deserve good things. Just steadily feeling like I don't deserve good things to happen, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, things like that. So I definitely have to push past some of those feelings and try to speak more positively to myself. It is tough. It's tough, but I know I need to do it. I know I need to do the work. Learning how to give myself more grace and that I'm only human, I can only do so much has been a process. I'm not there yet, but hopefully one day I will get there. If not, you know, the human experience is you continually try to work on yourself every day. What are some things you're looking forward to, be it small or bigger things? Immediate future would be moving. At some point, I would like to move. I don't know where. I have no idea yet. I still just kind of want to get out of this space, but we'll see. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I have no set plans. It was a lot to think about. Bigger thing would definitely be, I would love to have a dream home one day. It's like all I save for, guys. I'm not kidding you. I try so hard to save up for that just dream home to live in and it be my safe place and, you know, have lots of windows because I'm obsessed with windows. But I'd say that's probably my biggest goal that I'm looking forward to. That could be years from now though. Top 3 FromSoft games. Okay, this one's actually pretty easy. Number 1, Bloodborne. Number 2, Dark Souls 3. Number 3 is where it gets weird because it could be tied. It could be tied with Elden Ring and Sekiro. What did you do career-wise before you started Twitch and YouTube? Was there a pinnacle moment which pushed you into your current creator path? So before Twitch and YouTube, my first job, I worked at a pizza place. I worked there for about a month and I cut my finger open because there was some dangerous, like, health hazard type shit in that place. And I sliced my finger clean open and I quit after that. So that was not a great experience. Then I worked in retail, which I didn't think was great. Then I worked as a barista, which I loved. I love making coffee. I would totally be a barista again. I enjoyed that. Very fast-paced environment, constant working. After that, I worked at a bookstore. And that was not chill though, because it was a college one. And so it was just constantly going. There was also more than just dealing with books. Like you had to do it was more so retail-like, honestly. But yeah, I worked a lot of those jobs for quite a while, actually, aside from the pizza one. The pizza one, you know, that shit just, that sucked. I don't think I would do well with a food-driven job just because I am too clumsy for that. I'd probably end up accidentally chopping my own finger off or just doing something like breaking something on accident. That's why I like the coffee space, because like making drinks and stuff like that it's entirely different. You don't have to use a knife for it. Was there a pinnacle moment which pushed you into your current creator path? I think the pinnacle moment for me that pushed me into making content was after I had my health problems where I was bedridden for a very long time. During that time, what helped get me through it was video games, was watching YouTubers play video games. It gave me something to do when no one else was really around and I could only be in bed all day. And when I did start to get my health back, that was when I decided I want to be able to do that for other people. I want to be able to make a community people feel like they can belong to, where they can enjoy video games, they can talk amongst each other, they can get to know each other and kind of create a safe space. What is your advice to new streamers? So I would say my advice to new streamers would be to have yourself spread across all platforms that you can. Like when I was starting YouTube and then got into Twitch, it was just entirely different than it is now. Now it is so oversaturated. There's so many different platforms. Like even I cannot keep up with social media. I just can't do it. It overwhelms me after a certain point. So the unfortunate thing is, I think for people that are new and starting out, you really have to put yourself on every single platform for the chance to get that algorithm, like to hit it and get that exposure. You know, TikTok, you've got Twitter, which I refuse to call X. We've got Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, you know, just really kind of put yourself on as many as you can in the hopes that it might pay off. Aside from that, I would say consistency is key, especially starting out. Definitely keep at it. It's tough though. It is really tough, I know. I think being authentic is also a huge thing. Some people, you know, it's finding their niche, whether it's being really, really good at games. Some people are just like exceptionally good at games. Some people, it's more their personality that people come to enjoy, things like that. So I'd say all of those are very important starter pack. What took the most work when building your channel and brand? Definitely recording, editing, exporting, uploading. That process every single day. I did that every single day for years, y'all. I posted constantly. If it was not almost every day, it was every other day. You know, I tried to be super consistent in uploading, and I had no life. I had no life. I had no friends. I never got out of my house. That was it. That was all I did. So I think that was the most work, is just, you know, trying to really get yourself out there, to reach as many people as you can, and to pull the community together, finding that like base foundation and that structure that works for you. It's tough. It's tough starting out. That being said, it can also lead to burnout. So you have to be super careful, because I definitely burnt out. I burnt out and I realized I reached my limit to where I needed to pull back in order to maintain some sort of healthy lifestyle where I'm like leaving the house and I can enjoy myself, but also get into work. It's a process. It's definitely a process. What was your favorite part about building your channel and brand? I'd say my favorite part was definitely getting to experience all of these games with people in the community, being able to pull a community together and everybody have fun. That has always been my favorite part, that people, like watching people interact with each other. I love that shit. I don't even care if y'all are talking to me necessarily, but the fact that you guys are like interacting with each other and everybody's having fun and just kind of like vibing, laughing together, crying together at certain games, you know, all of that stuff. That's definitely my favorite part. What are you most proud of? I think I'm most proud of taking that risk and putting myself out there without any knowledge of if it was even going to reach people, if people would even care. I still did it, and sometimes I forget that I did that, if that makes sense. It's not always easy to remember or put into perspective, but I definitely think when someone asks me that question, I am proud of myself for doing that. And regardless of where this path continues to go, you know, if things slow down in the career or pick back up, I'm not sure. I am still proud that we achieved that, because it's not just me, it's you guys that helped also form the community. That positivity, being able to interact with each other, all of that stuff, I'm so proud of. Your top 3 most wanted countries to visit. Japan has got to be number 1, absolutely. Number 2 is either New Zealand or Australia. I want to go see both, but I feel like they're like so close to each other. I would probably just do both at the same time. 3, I definitely want to see, I think it's called Santorini is in Greece, with all the white buildings near the ocean. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, but there are like plenty of places that I actually want to go. What are your favorite hobbies? I love to garden. I love gardening. I love plants, everything to do with them. I love cooking and baking. I used to draw more, so that was a hobby. I've been getting into reading a lot more. I was on a reading kick for a bit, and then I kind of fell off because I got busy, and now I want to get back into the reading kick because it's really peaceful. It's super relaxing. If you guys have book recommendations, please leave it in the comments, because I'm always looking for book recommendations. Lately, I have been taking horse introduction classes, learning how to be around them, learning how to take care of them, things like that, because I do want to take horseback riding lessons. I've always loved them since I was a little girl, but my family didn't grow up wealthy, so we didn't have the opportunity to do a lot of things as a kid. So now that I can actually kind of dedicate some time to myself and, you know, give myself some luxuries. I felt like that would be really nice to learn how to do. So far, it's so peaceful being around horses. I have genuinely enjoyed it. I also love the smell of a barn, and I know that might be weird for some of you, but I love the smell of that like fresh wood barn and fresh sawdust and fresh hay. But other hobbies I'd like to get into, I really want to get into bookbinding at some point. I'm scared though. I'm scared I would just absolutely destroy a book. Can you please talk about the dark side of being a streamer, about how the haters and trolls affect your mentality? Yeah, there's definitely a dark side of streaming. That's for sure. I think, unfortunately, when it comes to negativity directed at content creators, I think sometimes viewers might forget that we are also people ourselves. So there's a lot of things that go on behind closed doors, you know, personal life issues, things you got to do, things you have to go through, mental health problems, family health problems, all sorts of stuff that we also experience. So sometimes the negative comments can be extremely detrimental. That being said, there is something important about constructive criticism, but when it crosses that boundary, it really starts to hinder how a creator goes about things to an extent. So there's a fine line between it, and as a creator, indulging too much in reading that negativity really hinders you from taking steps forward, from seeing the hundreds of positive comments, you know, like that one comment can really just get under your skin. I always have this rule that when it comes to videos, I don't read comments after a certain few hours, because it can get really toxic at times. I think that's definitely part of the darker side of streaming and stuff like that. And to be fair, there's gonna be people that will say, you know, that goes hand in hand with, you know, having a following or being known to an extent. And yeah, that's very true. You do have to grow some tougher skin. You have to be able to look past it, to pick yourself up and keep going forward, to not let it get to you to the point that it makes you stop doing something you love. But we're also humans, so there's only so much you can do. Some days it just is more hurtful than others, and sometimes it's easier to get past. It just depends. Do you plan to return and complete the series that are incomplete on your YouTube channel? Spider-Man 2, for example. I do not plan on returning to a lot of the incomplete series on the channel. There are a lot of negative attachments or triggers stemming from CPTSD in some of those that I don't want to return to. Others I maybe just don't want to return to in general. So I am sorry if it is a bit of a letdown. I know that it is. I know that that's been under scrutiny by a few people, feeling like I'm making excuses for why I don't play games. I think one of the unfortunate things with triggers is sometimes you don't exactly know what's going to do it. I want to do better on trying to sort that out before I start a game. So that's why I did not start Final Fantasy. That leads into the next question. Maybe in the future, will you play Final Fantasy Rebirth? I will not be playing Rebirth. I know that's also a letdown, but I wanted to not start something that I might not be able to finish. And I know that I haven't really handled it always the best, you know, being asked over and over again. I might have gotten a little short with my answer on that. I think it's because I was reading a lot of comments that were saying, you know, like negative things. It's not, I mean, I genuinely don't mean it to be an excuse. It just is what it is. Have you thought about platinuming some games just for fun? It can bring a certain spark back into gaming. Yes, so, okay, I am so close to platinuming Bloodborne and I had no idea. There was a day where I just randomly looked at all my trophies to see if I was near a platinum, and Bloodborne is almost there. I think I just need to collect all of the weapons, like the rest of the weapons in the game, and I will have platinum Bloodborne, which would be really cool for me, especially since that's my favorite game of all time. Why do you keep the trash can in the pantry and not under the sink where it belongs? Okay, listen, I actually have no idea. I don't know. It's always been there and now it's just stayed there. The trash can is like legitimately too big to go under the sink. It would not fit. I'd have to buy a smaller one. I genuinely have no answer for you. Does the soap you use to remove a stain from your carpet and rug still sit in it? Yes, it does. For those of you who don't know, Luka had puked all over my rug at one point and it just stained it so bad. I had run out of carpet cleaning solution. So my brain was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put dish soap in the carpet cleaner. That was a terrible idea, because the dish soap just sudsed up to all hell and I couldn't get it out no matter how many times I went over it over and over again. And so now whenever you spill water in that one spot, it will still suds up. It will still suds up to this day. How would you describe your ideal hangouts at home and away? I really like being outside. I really enjoy being outside. I don't like being in crowds or like parties and stuff like that, bars. That's a no for me. I don't want anything to do with that. I'd rather just be outside or have those like cozy, comfy hangout sessions with friends or partner. What is your go-to makeup routine? I've been asked this a lot. I actually wish that I had the courage to do a makeup tutorial video. It's so tough because I've grown up with acne, so I have a lot of like acne scarring. I still get it to this day. What's helped the most is obviously like tretinoin and stuff like that has saved my skin quite a bit. But the foundation I use is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. And then I use the NARS concealer. I use Physicians Formula talc-free powder to powder my face. I know that is not a common one, but it's super cheap. I also use the Physicians Formula blush as well as Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. For my brows, I just fill in the little gaps or whatever with Anastasia triangular brow pencil because it's less harsh and you can be lighter with it. It can look more natural. And for my eyes, I use the Makeup Forever eyeliner pencil, but it's also like, I think you can use it on your lips too. It's so weird, but I get like the dark brown shade. And mascara, it's Hourglass Unlocked. It's a circular tube, not the triangular tube. That one sucks. My lipstick that I normally always wear is by ColourPop and it's Parker. Could you show us your plants or maybe talk a bit about them? Which one do you love the most? Which one do you regret having? Which one is hard to maintain? And which one do you love to have? Yes, I will go ahead and just kind of insert a little bit of some of the plants in my house. I have so many. Some of them I might not be able to show you because I don't want to like dox myself and show too much or whatever since they're near a window. But I think, which one do I love the most? I love orchids. I think they're so pretty, especially the mini ones. They're gorgeous. They don't bloom super often, but they're so stunning. As well as I love pothos. Pothos can hang anywhere. Like it's in the background of my streams and my videos. It's just so versatile. Though I will say, if you get mealybugs on a pothos plant, I mean, it is going to shut everything down. They say to quarantine them, but honestly, I feel like once there is one, that plant is doomed. Which one do I regret having? I don't think I regret having any plant if I'm being real. Which one is hard to maintain? Ironically, snake plants are kind of hard to maintain for me. Even though they are the easiest plant to own, like it is a beginner recommended plant and it doesn't need any effort. Like you literally can let the soil completely dry out for the longest time and still I struggle with it. And which one would you love to have? So I would love to have a big fig tree. You need so much light for it, but like a really big fig tree. I love olive trees too, like just trees in your house. All right, y'all, that is it for the questions in the Q&A. I appreciate everyone who sent in your questions on Discord. I basically picked from there. I know some of them I didn't end up answering. I have to try to like mush this into one video. I appreciate your guys' support and being so welcoming for me to try to reconnect. Thank you for sending out positive vibes because it's definitely terrifying. It makes me very nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. But yeah, I am starving. I am absolutely starving. It is... Oh my God, it's midnight. Guys, it is midnight. I have not eaten. I'm filming this after a stream, actually. So yeah, I need to actually think about what I want to eat. I'm probably gonna do the lazy method that I talked about in this video. I'm just gonna like warm up a microwavable and be done with it. Wipe my hands clean. But yeah, make sure to check out the links in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching, guys.